हेलो एंड वेलकम ऑन माय यूट्यूब चैनल मोहम्मद ज़करिया। और आज के हम इस लेक्चर में एक्सरसाइज चैप्टर 3 ह्यूमन सेटलमेंट एंड लैंड यूज़ की सॉल्व करेंगे। तो इसमें बहुत सारे अलग टाइप्स के क्वेश्चंस दिए गए और ये बहुत ही इसमें ज़्यादा क्वेश्चन आंसर है, तो मैं सिर्फ उसे डिटेल में बहुत ज़्यादा एक्सप्लेन नहीं करूँगा, सिर्फ रीड करूँगा ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा। So question number 1, identify the correct correlation, A assertion or reasoning. So number 1, A settlement can be of various types or various physical factors affect the growth of settlements. The options are number 1 only A is correct, number 2 only R is correct, number 3 both A and R are correct and R is the correct explanation of A. Number 4 both A and R are correct but R is not the correct explanation of A. So our answer is both A and R are correct and R is the correct explanation of A. Number 2, A when cities grow, their functions also grow. R cities can have only one function. Options number 1 only A is correct, number 2 only R is correct, number 3 both A and R are correct and R is the correct explanation of A. Number 4 both A and R are correct but R is not the correct explanation of A. So our answer is only A is correct. Question number 2, give geographical reasons. So geographical reason number 1, not all rural settlements change into urban settlements. Answer point number 1, rural areas connected to urban settlements sometimes turn into cities. Number 2, it is not possible for every village to be able to meet the requirements that are necessary to turn rural settlements into urban settlements. Number 3, rural areas whose population and density are not high, most of the people in these villages carry out primary economic activities. Number 4, hence their social and economic condition do not change and therefore the settlements remain as the rural areas do not change in urban areas. Geographical reason number 2, in rural settlements land use is related to agriculture. So our answer point number 1, there is a big difference between the economic activities of rural settlements and urban settlements. Number 2, most of the people in the rural areas do primary activities like agriculture, animal husbandry and fishing. In urban settlements, people perform mostly secondary and tertiary activities. Number 3, the rural population is largely dependent on primary economic activity. For example, natural resources, agriculture is an important activity for them. So the use of land here is linked to agriculture. Number 4, it includes non-agricultural uses, barren and wastelands, pastures and grazing lands, forest and cultivable wasteland, and most of it is attached to agricultural land. Number 3, rural urban fringe have the characteristics of both urban and rural settlements. Answer. Point number 1, the area between urban and rural area is called urban rural fringe. Number 2, it has characteristics of both urban as well as rural areas. Number 3, it is not a separate zone as such but is a transition between the two and merges into both of them. Number 4, people using automobiles make their daily trips to perform their jobs from these areas to its central area where their offices and economic institutions are generally located. Number 5, the term rural urban fringe has been used to designate such areas where we have a mixture of rural and urban land use. Number 6, the city and surrounding areas consist essentially of two types of administrative areas, the municipal council and gram panchayats. Number 4, growth of urban areas is linked to land use. Answer. Point number 1, in urban areas along with economic development its growth also increases. Number 2, a variety of activities are carried out in urban areas. Land is scarce to meet the growing activities. That's why the surrounding areas are being used. Number 3, cities requires large tracts of land for residential areas, industrial areas, transportation, recreational centers and educational institutions. Number 4, the land is scarce in the cities, so the land of the surrounding rural areas is used and thus after some time the cultivable land of the village is used for non-cultivable land. Number 5, initially the area which is an independent village later became a transition area, a town and later a part of the city. Number 6, thus we can say that the growth of urban areas is linked to land use. Question number 3, write short notes on. Note number 1, interrelationship between rural and urban settlements. So our answer, point number 1, there is a connection between rural and urban settlements as two settlements depend on each other for many purposes. Number 2, grains, milks, vegetables, fruit, flowers, eggs, meats are sent to the cities daily from the rural areas, while rural areas has to depend on the urban areas for work like cloth, ready-made goods, medical facilities and administrative work. Number 3, large scale primary economic activities are carried out in rural areas while secondary and tertiary activities are carried out extensively in urban areas. Number 4, large numbers of people migrate from rural areas to cities in search of jobs and businesses. Therefore, people of rural areas have to depend on urban areas. Number 5, raw materials for industrial manufacturing in urban areas are obtained obtained under primary economic activities in rural areas, and these raw materials are used in industrial industries to manufacture goods. Number 6. Urban settlements have a profound effect on the village. Every social, political, and economic change in the cities has an impact on the rural settlements as well. All of the above points show the relationship between rural and urban settlements. Note number 2. Problems of urban settlements. So our answer, side heading number 1, economic problems. The decreasing employment opportunities in the rural as well as smaller urban areas of the countries consistently push the population to the urban areas. The enormous migrant population generates a pool of unskilled and semi-skilled labor force which is already saturated in urban areas. This increases the pressure on existing infrastructure of cities. Number 2. Social cultural problems. Many cities suffer from several social ills. Insufficient financial resources, fail to create adequate social infrastructure catering to the basic needs of the huge population. The available education and health facilities remain beyond the reach of the urban poor. Lack of employment and education tends to aggravate the crime rates. Male selective migration to the urban areas distorts the sex ratio in these cities. Also, many people flocking to these areas are unable to adjust to change condition, hence face social isolation which leads them to depression and also to crimes like alcoholism and drug abuse. Male selective migration leads to imbalance in sex ratio. Number 3. High population density. This problem of high population density is caused due to the heavy rate of migration from rural areas. The rapid population growth has led to an acute shortage of dwelling units which resulted to overcrowding, traffic congestion, population housing shortages, high rents, poor urban living condition, low infrastructure services, poverty, unemployment and poor sanitation which has become pervasive and in need high crime rate. Number 4. Inadequate infrastructure. One major serious aspect of the urban problem is the poor state of the infrastructure. Some developing countries are still faced with bad road networks, lack of power supply, inadequate water supply and some basic amenities. Number 5. Flooding. Flooding is a very serious problem faced in urban areas during the rainy season. The drainage is poorly constructed, leading to difficulty in accessing the roads due to the flood, leading to the flood disasters in some urban areas. For example, Mumbai, Chennai and other large city of India. Problem of urban settlement, point number 6, side heading number 6, crime. The increase in population leads to an increase in crime rate due to the high level of urban unemployment, idleness and joblessness. This has brought about a high increase in crime rates. suffered by the majority of the people in urban cities without economic security and amid poor living condition. Crime is inevitable. Number 7, congestion and overcrowding. It could be in traffic and overcrowding. In traffic, there is an overcrowding of a route leading to slow and inefficient flow which makes movement difficult. Large increases in motor vehicles uses have resulted in congestion on the roads. Congestion within urban areas restricts accessibility. Number 8, environmental problems. The large urban population not only uses but also disposes of a huge quantity of water and all types of waste materials. Many cities of the even find it extremely difficult to provide the minimum required quantity of potable water and water for domestic and industrial uses. Massive use of traditional fuel in the domestic as well as the industrial sector severely pollutes the air. Huge concrete structure erected to accommodate the population and economy play a very conducive role to create heat island. Note number 3, suburbs. Answer: outside the metro city, there may occasionally be a small town or number of well-established towns or small cities. These are often called as suburbs. It is a new trend of people moving away from congested urban areas to cleaner areas outside the city in search of better quality of living. Causes of suburbanization: congestion in urban areas, deterioration in civic amenities, unhealthy environmental condition, high rate of land. These all forces to develop the suburban areas. For example, Bhandup, Kalyan, Virar, etc. are considered to be the suburbs of the main city of Mumbai. They all are city in themselves but develop as a result of growth in Mumbai. Similarly, Wakhad, Hinjawadi are suburbs of Pune. Note number 4, mixed land use. Answer: point number 1, it is an area where various types of land uses exist together. Number 2, these may include residential, commercial and industrial land use in an integrated manner. Number 3, in such areas one can find houses, businesses, shops, school, clinic and open spaces at one place itself. Number 4, at present most of the settlement of the world are mixed land use. Question number 4, answer the following questions. Number 1, explain the characteristics of rural settlements. Answer: any settlement in which most of the people are engaged in primary activities, for example agriculture, forestry, mining and fishery, are called as rural settlements. Characteristics of rural settlements. Side heading number 1, population and size of settlement. The village communities are smaller in an area than urban communities. As the village communities are small, the population is also low. Number 2, density of population. As the density of population is low, the people have intimate relationship and face to face contact with each other. In a village, everyone knows everyone. Number 3, occupation. Agriculture is the fundamental occupation of the rural people and forms the basis of rural economy. A farmer has to perform various agricultural activities for which he needs the cooperation of other members. Usually, these members are from his family. Characteristic number 4, agricultural economy. The village communities are homogeneous in nature. Most of their inhabitants are connected with agriculture and its allied occupation, though there are people belonging to different castes, religion and classes. Number 5, location. Usually, rural settlements are located near water bodies such as rivers, lakes, and spring, and along road. Building materials. Number 6. The houses in rural areas are similar in their construction pattern, which is according to the climatic condition. The houses are constructed by available materials such as mud, wood, etc. Nowadays, due to improvement of economic condition of rural people, houses are constructed like urban areas. Number 7, close to nature. The rural people are in close contact with nature, as most of their daily activities revolve around the natural environment. This is the reason why a ruralite is more influenced by nature than an urbanite. The villagers consider land as their real mother, as they depend on it for their food, clothing and shelter. Question number 2. What factors are responsible for development of various patterns in a settlement? Give example. Answer. Human settlements are built on the relationship between man and the environment. Physical, cultural, economic and social factors play an important role in the construction of various forms of settlements. Side heading number 1. Relief features. Relief features of the land play an important role in the construction of various forms of settlements. Due to the high altitude of the mountainous region, harsh climate, dense forest and lack of means of transportation, there are only scattered settlements are found, while in the plains there are compact settlements are developed because all kinds of facilities are available in the region. Number 2, water supply. Settlements are established around water resources such as lake, ponds, rivers and canals because water is a basic human need. Settlements in these places provide water easily. Thus, circular settlements are found around the water resources. Number 3, soil. Dense and compact settlements are found in fertile soil areas. Due to the large population, the random shape of the settlement is seen here. Due to the fertile soil, agriculture and allied occupation can be done easily. Thus, most of the dense settlements in the world are found in fertile plains. For example, the Gangetic Plains and Nile Plain. Number 4, altitude. The height of an area also plays an important role in the construction of various forms of settlements. Dispersed settlements are found in the highlands, while compact settlements are found in the low elevated plains area. In addition, in floodplain areas where there is always a risk of flooding, settlements are built at height to protect them from floods. For example, settlements along the Brahmaputra river in Assam. Side heading number 5, Climate. Dispersed settlements are found in areas where the climate is extremely hot, very cold and dry. Climate plays an important role in the formation of various forms of settlements. For example, in hot desert areas, settlements are established around the oasis, which is seen in a circular shape. Similarly, in areas where the climate is moderate, compact settlements are seen. Side heading number 6, Social factors. Social factors also play a significant role in the formation of settlements because it leads to fragmentation of settlements. In the past, areas were conquered or attacked frequently by outsiders for a long time. Therefore, security concern favored the evolution of nucleated settlement. Question number 5. Differentiate between number 1 land use and land cover. So number 1 land use. Point number 1, land use describe the use that the land has been put to by people. Land cover. Number 1, land cover describes the physical surface covering the land. Point number 2, for example, agricultural land, residential land, industrial land, recreational land, etc. are comes under land use. In land cover, point number 2, such as forest, water, ice bear, rock, sand, etc. are known as land cover. In land use, point number 3, land use cannot be determined from satellite imagery alone. Land cover, point number 3, land cover can be determined by analyzing the satellite imagery. Number 2, barren land and non-agricultural land. So point number 1, in barren land, those land which are not favorable for agricultural activities are known as barren land. Point number 2, in non-agricultural land. Point number 1, in non-agricultural land, those land which are favorable for agricultural activities but not used for agricultural activities are known as non-agricultural land. Point number 2, in barren land, the land which may be classified as a wasteland, such as barren hilly terrains, desert land, ravines, etc. Point number 2, in non-agricultural land, land under settlements, rural and urban infrastructure, roads, canal, etc., industries, shops, etc. are included in this category. Point number 3, normally cannot be brought under cultivation with the available technology. Point number 3, an expansion in the secondary and tertiary activities would lead to an increase in this category of land use. Point number 4, for example, Chambal Valley, hilly terrains of Ladakh and Sahara deserts are example of barren land. Example of non-agricultural land, for example, the urban areas of Mumbai, Pune and Nagpur cities. Number 3, radial pattern and circular pattern. So number 1, in radial pattern, settlements grow around a central object or center. Number 1, in circular pattern, settlement takes shape around a lake. Number 2, this central point plays an important role in development of the settlement around it. In circular pattern number 2, houses are closely spaced because of availability of water. In radial pattern number 3, radial pattern develop on the sides and places where several metal or unhealed roads converge at one point. Number 3, in circular pattern, sometimes the village is planned in such a way that the central part remains open and is used for keeping the animal to protect them from wild animals. Point number 4, in radial pattern, for example, in plains of Yangtze in China and northern part of India have this type of settlement. Point number 4 of circular pattern, for example, in Africa, Maasai tribe village and near oasis in desert of Africa, Saudi Arabia and in Thar desert of India have circular pattern of settlement. Number 4, nucleated and dispersed settlement. So point number 1, in nucleated settlement, in it a large number of houses are built very close to each other. Number 1, in dispersed settlement, in it houses are spaced far apart and often interspersed with fields. Number 2, compact settlements develop along river valley and fertile plains. Number 2, they are normally found on hills, plain and highlands. Number 3, communities are closely knit and share common occupation. Number 3, in dispersed settlements, cultural features such as place of worship or market binds the settlements together. Point number 4, in compact settlement, for example, northern plain of India and coastal region of peninsular India have compact settlement. Point number 4, for example, eastern India, Kashmir and Rajasthan have dispersed types of settlement. Question number 6, draw a neat and well labeled diagram for number 1, linear settlements. So this is a diagram of linear settlements. Linear settlement normally found along the rivers and roadsides. So this is a road and the houses are constructed on the both sides of the road. This is called as the linear settlements. So you can draw it. Number 2, radial settlement. So this is the diagram of radial settlements. So radial settlements are found where number of roads are merged into at one point or along the central object. सो आप ये डायग्राम जो है अपने तौर से भी और ज़्यादा इम्प्रूव करके इसे ड्रॉ कर सकते हैं अपने नोटबुक में. Number 3, compact settlements. The diagram of compact settlements. The houses are very close to each other. इसमें जो houses रहते हैं एक दूसरे से बहुत ज़्यादा close रहते हैं और नंबर भी ज़्यादा रहता है houses का. Number 4, dispersed settlements. So this is a diagram of dispersed settlements. The houses are very far away from each other. The gap is very high between the two houses. तो इसमें गैप जो रहता है हाउसेस के दरमियान वो बहुत ज़्यादा होता है, एक दूसरे से दूर दूर जो रहते हैं वो सेटलमेंट्स के घर मौजूद रहते हैं, तो उसे हम डिस्पर्स सेटलमेंट्स कहते हैं। तो ये एग्जाम्पल है डायग्राम्स उसके, और आप इसको और इम्प्रूव करके ड्रॉ कर सकते हैं नोटबुक में। Question number 7. Write a note in your own words about how land use in Lonar city has evolved over time. तो एक मैप दिया गया है टेक्स्ट बुक में और उससे रिलेटेड क्वेश्चन नंबर 7 है। तो ये जो मैप है ये लोनार सिटी का दिया गया है, जिसमें लैंड यूज जो है लोनार सिटी का वो दिखाया गया है डिफरेंट कलर्स में। तो ये जो कलर्स दिख रहे हैं आपको, वेरियस टाइप्स ऑफ कलर, it is used to represent various types of land use. For example, the yellow color is represent the agricultural land, the blue color represent the water body, and the green color is represent the forest area, red is represent the settlements. So different shades of color are used to represent the different types of land use of the Lonar city, and by comparing the both maps from 2005 to 6 one map and second map from 2015 to 16 are given here. So we have to compare both the maps and write the note on it. So let's see the answer. The given both maps represent the land use of Lonar city from 2005-6 to 2015 and 16. तो ये जस्ट उसकी बेसिक मैप का इंट्रोडक्शन करना है। उसके बाद लोनार इज ए टाउन एंड म्युनिसिपल काउंसिल इन बुल्डाना डिस्ट्रिक्ट ऑफ महाराष्ट्र। लोनार इज फेमस फॉर लोनार क्रेटर एंड लोनार लेक। सो ये एरिया का बेसिक इसमें इंट्रोडक्शन देना है, किस एरिया को हम रिप्रेजेंट कर रहे हैं नोट के अंदर। तो हम लोनार जो है उसे रिप्रेजेंट कर रहे हैं। लोनार ये म्युनिसिपल काउंसिल है बुल्डाना डिस्ट्रिक्ट के अंदर, और ये फेमस है उसकी लोनार लेक के लिए। डिफरेंट कलर आर यूज फॉर शोइंग लैंड यूजेस एंड लैंड कवर इन द मैप। In the first map, Lonar Lake is surrounded by forest, agricultural land, while in second map, most of the agricultural land is converted in forest area, shows decrease in agricultural area. In second map, non-agricultural area increases because of इंक्रीज इन पॉपुलेशन। सो हम अगर कंपेयर करें दोनों इसमें मैप के अंदर, तो ये जो एरिया है लोनार लेक के सराउंडिंग का, तो यहाँ पर अगर देखें हम तो ये एग्रीकल्चरल लैंड यहाँ पर ज़्यादा है, लेकिन सेकंड इमेज में ये एग्रीकल्चरल लैंड जो है कन्वर्ट हो गया है फॉरेस्ट एरिया के अंदर, यानी कि फॉरेस्ट एरिया इंक्रीज हो गया है और जो एग्रीकल्चरल एरिया था वो डिक्रीज हो गया है लोनार लेक के सराउंड का। In second map, non-agricultural area increases because of increase in population. So जो भी यहाँ पर एरिया था दूसरा भी एग्रीकल्चरल एरिया, तो ये एरिया भी और ज़्यादा डेवलप होते जा रहे हैं नॉन एग्रीकल्चरल लैंड का एरिया। पॉपुलेशन इंक्रीज होने की वजह से नए नए सेटलमेंट्स यहाँ पर डेवलप हो रहे हैं, रेसिडेंशियल एरिया, इंडस्ट्रियल एरियाज जो है वो डेवलप होते गए। द न्यू रेसिडेंशियल एरिया डेवलप अराउंड द टेम्पल रीजन। सो यहाँ पर टेम्पल रीजन दिया गया है फर्स्ट मैप में। तो अगर हम सेकंड मैप देखें यहाँ पर, तो ये न्यू एरिया यहाँ पर, न्यू सेटलमेंट्स यहाँ पर डेवलप होते जा रही है पॉपुलेशन इंक्रीज होने की वजह से। मोस्ट ऑफ इज यूज फॉर गवर्नमेंट एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव बिल्डिंग्स, तो यहाँ पर बहुत सारी हमें एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव बिल्डिंग्स यहाँ पर कंस्ट्रक्ट दिखाई देंगी। यहाँ पर एक गवर्नमेंट हॉस्पिटल है, रूरल हॉस्पिटल, तहसील ऑफिस, देन गवर्नमेंट ITI। तो ऐसे बहुत सारे यहाँ पर सेटलमेंट्स के क्लोज में जो एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव ऑफिसेस है वो यहाँ पर डेवलप हमें दिखाई दे रहे हैं। Dispersed settlements converted in compact settlements because of increase in population। तो जो पहले स्मॉल सेटलमेंट थे, डिस्पर्स सेटलमेंट्स थे, हाउसेज एक दूसरे से बहुत ज़्यादा दूर थे, वो धीरे धीरे जो है वक्त गुजरने के साथ साथ वो भी और ज़्यादा डेवलप होते जा रहे हैं पॉपुलेशन बढ़ने की वजह से, और डिस्पर्स सेटलमेंट से वो कन्वर्ट हो गए कॉम्पैक्ट सेटलमेंट्स के अंदर। And the last question, question number 8, read the given passage and answer the following questions। तो यहाँ पर एक पैसेज दिया गया है और इस तरह के क्वेश्चन हमें बोर्ड के एग्जाम में भी आने वाले एक पैसेज दिया जाएगा और उससे रिलेटेड कुछ क्वेश्चन रहेंगे। जैसे यहाँ पर 4 क्वेश्चंस दिए गए हैं, तो उसके आंसर हमें पैसेज में से देना है। तो ये पैसेज मैं रीड नहीं करूँगा, आप इसे पॉज करके रीड कर सकते हैं या टेक्स्ट बुक के अंदर भी रीड कर सकते हैं। तो डायरेक्टली हम क्वेश्चन आंसर देखेंगे। तो क्वेश्चन नंबर 1, विच ह्यूमन सेटलमेंट्स आर मेंशन इन द पैसेज अबव। सो आवर आंसर इज हैमलेट्स, विलेज, स्मॉल टाउन्स, लार्ज टाउन्स, आइसोलेटेड प्लेस, सिटीज एंड कॉन्वर्बेशन ह्यूमन सेटलमेंट्स आर मेंशन। सो आवर आंसर इज मेंशन इन दिस प्लेस। So these types of settlements are mentioned in this passage. Number 2, on what basis are urban and rural areas are classified? So our answer, urban and rural areas classified on the basis of population, density of population, economic activities and function of settlement। So इन सारे फैक्टर्स के बुनियाद पर पॉपुलेशन जो है रूरल अर्बन डेंसिटी इकोनॉमिक एक्टिविटीज़ की बुनियाद पर जो है क्लासिफाइड किया जाता है रूरल एंड अर्बन एरियाज़ को। क्वेश्चन नंबर 3, व्हाट आर द फंक्शंस कैरीड आउट इन रूरल सेटलमेंट्स। सो आवर आंसर, फंक्शन ऑफ रूरल सेटलमेंट्स आर farming, fishing and mining। Question number 4, explain the difference between low order service and high order service settlements। Answer, point number 1, low order service is found in rural areas। For example, a village may have only 1 or 2 general stores, and farming, fishing and mining are the low order services of rural settlements। Point number 2, high order service is found in urban areas। For example, a large metropolis may have many specialized stores and chain stores। Urban areas also provides the services of ports, market and resorts। So this is the end of chapter 3 exercise, and in next lecture I will upload the explanation of chapter 3 of geography। Thank you।